Alright, so it's solid enough to tug on. Cool. I wanted to do a bit of practice. Make a quick video and do a bit of soldering practice. So I'm gonna remove about 1 inch on each side. 16 gauge. Make sure you, on your wire strippers, you really check. It has it for solid and stranded. This is stranded. 16 gauge stranded. Use that thing on there. 16. Clink. Bye bye. So what I want to practice is doing a really strong solder joint. The one that is recommended by NASA, I believe, is where I heard this from. So just to make it easier, I'm going to twist them together like that. You're going to then cross them, and you want 3 rolls on each side. So you have the twists. If this was solid core wire, you would want to snip off the protrusion. Because it's stranded, I just kind of fold it over. But yeah, 3 on each side. 320 is melting, and so going a little bit past that is a good idea, from what I know. And I'll be honest, I like to play with it. I like to touch the solder to it, which you shouldn't. So now that's kind of hot. You touch a little bit of solder to it, just to give it some solder. That just helps with heat transfer. You touch it to the bottom of the wire, and that transfers heat up. And then you let the wire itself be what heats things up. My solder is definitely still cold. And that's a shit solder. You want to avoid remelting it like I am right now, and overfilling it like I am right now. But that's not the worst solder I've seen in my life, you know? It's not the worst. The reason why I say it's not the worst is because it is all there. Like, I heated it up enough for the capillary action to take hold, so there is actual solder all throughout, and we'll cut it just to double check. At the very beginning, if you realize, when I was impatient and I used a cold soldering iron, it was just kind of beading on top. So this is actually, the solder actually melted in between the strands and got picked up via capillary action. I did end up using quite a lot of extra solder. There's some that spilled there. It's gonna take some practice, but I mean, I don't mind that spillage, honestly. But once this cools down a little bit, I'll cut it, see what happens.